Coming up is, well, 2025, sorry, the Gold Cup. And obviously you played against Jamaica before, but the Gold Cup's going to be, and the US, where it's going to be hosted.
Yeah.
And obviously me wanting to speak about the US hosting the Gold Cup and in 2025, and then the World Cup in 2026.
Yeah. Oh no, they're hosting Copa America.
And yes, you said
Copa America
this year, isn't it?
This year. Gold Cup's next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a trial run for them.
So they've literally got 3 summers of 3 international tournaments. But my main concern is the US guns. I won't even say gun safety laws, just US gun culture.
Yes.
Which effectively drags in the laws. Obviously, don't need to get into that aspect. But recently, I'd say, was it 2 weeks ago now? Time's flown. But the Kansas City Chiefs, obviously, when they won the Super Bowl, my team, they had their celebrations and their parade, and then unfortunately the parade got marred by
the
shootings that happened, and one woman unfortunately lost her life. But as an athlete potentially going there for the Gold Cup and stuff like that, do you like, in fact, I wouldn't even say as an athlete as much. I think I see it more as a fan perspective. It's made me doubt going to the World Cup in 2026. Because me and my friends spoke about it when I think the US first got announced a few years ago. We're like, oh yeah, planning, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, bro, if there's going to be a major event in certain states and cities and stuff like that, it's like...
I think it's, from a fan's perspective, it's different. Because as athletes, we're always... policed.
That's why.
We have police around us 24/7. Gold Cup, but your police escorts everywhere. Anywhere you go, if you want to go shop, police are with you. So there's no real threat. There's obviously a threat because you're in America.
In fact, not even in America. It's just a threat anywhere. Yeah. As a team, as a player, anywhere you go,
there's definitely a threat. Yeah. But in terms of like, as from an athlete's perspective, because we're so guarded. Yeah. You don't really see much of, there could be stuff going on, but we just don't see it. Whereas in like the parade, the Kansas City Chiefs parade, whereas that's how the fans will be. Yeah. In the World Cup, in the Copa America, in the Gold Cup, like they'll just be out and about in cities, in their numbers, and literally you never know what can happen because it's any randomer in America is allowed to walk around with guns. Yeah. So any randomer can then just say, "Oh, today's a bad day. Let me start shooting people."
It don't even need to. Don't need to be no event.
That's the thing.
They get shot in everyday life.
Because everyone can carry a gun.
They began to the shop. They began to school. They began cinema. They began to a concert. Someone's been shot in all them situations.
Over nothing.
Nothing at all.
And obviously not to be ignorant, because it can literally happen anywhere in the world. It happens in any country anyway. But just in these particular instances, for these kind of specific things, you're like, bro, this happens too much in America, where I think FIFA should highly consider
changing the
but obviously for a lot of businesses, money talks and stuff, and obviously they've already won the bid, etc.
That's what it's about at the end of the day, man. It's just about the bottom line with how much cash they can get in. So America, it's gonna be there, man. And that country it's not gonna change. If anything, they're gonna put more guns on the street. They're gonna teach you how to survive from guns
instead of more guns,
instead of removing guns.
To be fair, on when First Things First done their following show after the incident in Kansas City, I think it was Nick that said he'd spoke to maybe an old lady or something like that, and then
I heard the story.
Was it an old lady or someone? But so basically, this person's 14-year-old, either daughter or granddaughter.
Yeah, it was old lady, granddaughter.
Yeah, granddaughter was basically...
She didn't know what to do.
She was prepped in that case of gun incident.
From the schools.
Yeah, because the schools, they're teaching the kids, obviously, how to react in those situations. So basically be prepped, some sort of response. And I was like, bro, like, how are children the one that are telling adults what, obviously not to be naive in these situations, but telling them what to do in that particular situation. You're prepping children to mentally be ready for, just in case there's a shootout in their school, etc. And now they're having to adapt that into a wider society, which the parade was effectively.
Right.
Bruh, really?
It's like the first red flag should have been like the fact that you have to prepare for shooting in school.
Yeah.
First red flag. Even the fact that it happens in school, red flag.
Because me personally, I just can't imagine kids here. Obviously, none of us got kids or yet, etc. Blah blah blah. But like, imagine. Obviously, I've still got a younger sister and stuff like that. And if she was to tell man, like, yo, this is what we learned at school today, I would be like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's
odd. I think about it, you got young Neff now. So imagine he like you ask, like, what did you do today? When he goes up, like, we learned preparation for a gun situation.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what? Like, I don't even know. How can you even react to that?
Yeah.
You just look confused. But in America, it's the norm.
Yeah. Well, that part, it's not the norm effectively, but it's like,
Yeah. But in that country, because guns are so prevalent and they're like everyone that you walk past could be carrying one.
Yeah.
You need to be prepared for everyone to use one.
That's so wild, man.
So, like, they actually learn about guns like we learn about maths in school. It's a lesson.
Yeah.
It's full on a lesson how to prepare for, but they learn how to prepare for a mass shooter to come into your school and try and kill everyone. That doesn't make sense. That will never make sense.
No, never.
Like, I don't even know the laws inside stadiums in America. Are you allowed to carry a gun in the stadium?
I ain't got a clue.
Because
I know all the states have different laws regarding guns.
Because if you're allowed to carry your guns in the stadiums, you mix alcohol with the adrenaline, with maybe a argument with an opposing fan,
or even with your own fan.
Yeah, next thing you know,
boom.
That's the thing. So I don't know. This is the confusion. Are you allowed guns in these stadiums as well? Like, I don't know if FIFA have to reconsider because they never will.
Yeah,
they'll never reconsider
because the last World Cup happened in Saudi. Was it in Saudi? Am I bugging? Was it in Qatar? Qatar. Yeah, last World Cup had to happen in Qatar.
Yeah, but this is where, like, and I think this is where the media are hypocrites and, like, say journalists and stuff like that, because they had so much energy for Qatar. Like, obviously the Qatari laws and stuff like that. People that I've known that have gone to the World Cup, they said it was the safest environment that they've been to.
100%. Those countries are safe though.
Exactly. But like, all the energy they had pre-World Cup, they've not had it post-World Cup when it was so successful.
Right. They never said it as loud either.
No.
Like, whereas this, everyone's known, like, US gun laws, their concerns for years, because it's hit, like, Europe, for instance, do you know what I mean, etc. Well, you could see that from anything that happens, how the rest of the world reacts and stuff.
Yeah.
But, like, the media here, or journals here, I've read, obviously I follow quite a lot. When it was Qatar World Cup, their think pieces, their articles, they'll be ready to write it before the competition's even started.
I think they just defer to the agenda of their employer anyway. So depending on what this country is on, or what their country or where they live, what they're writing about, they just defer to what the general consensus is. They won't try to do something that's like an individual piece or something that's going to be a standalone piece. They'll just try to be general about it.
I mean, obviously,
they ain't doing no standout articles on it.
Obviously, the World Cup's still two years away, so maybe some will speak out closer to the time, innit?